In today's video, we will go through the events of 2019's mystery thriller Howling Village. Spoilers ahead, you have been warned. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up, comment on what your favorite part was, and subscribe to our channel for more. Yuma and Akina are a teenage couple. At the beginning of the movie, we see them in front of a telephone booth. It is precisely 2 o'clock. Just then, the telephone starts to ring. Akina receives the call, but no one speaks on the other end. The couple then enters the Inunaki Tunnel. Legends say that the Inunaki Tunnel leads to a village of the same name. Every night at 2, the telephone booth at the village entrance receives a call. Whoever picks up the phone has access to the village. But realistically, the village is non-existent. It is not mentioned in any maps of the city. To most people, it is just a made-up story. Yuma and Akina are here to check the theory. The tunnel is dark and cold. As they walk through it, Yuma films the place on his camera. At the end of it, they find writing that says that Japan's constitution does not apply from this point forward. Excitedly, Akina runs into the village. While exploring, the couple comes across a few houses. Akina needs to go to the bathroom, so she enters one of them. Yuma gives her privacy and continues exploring the place. Suddenly, he hears dogs howling and goes to check it. Inside a cage-like structure, Yuma finds the remains of a dog, but there are no real dogs in sight. Meanwhile, Akina tries to leave the bathroom only to find out that the door is locked. Someone starts banging on it from outside. Scared, Akina retreats towards the window. Through the window, many hands try to choke her. She screams in fear. Yuma runs to save her, but she has already come out of the house when he arrives. Akina is terrified and doesn't stop running even when she sees Yuma. The night finally ends, but it has a considerable impact on Akina. Dr. Kanade is Yuma's elder sister. She is a psychologist, but most importantly, she is a medium who can see and sense spirits. That day at work, she is examining a little boy named Roitaro. He gets frightening nightmares every day. Roitaro tells Kanade that he sees his mother every day. Just then, he says that she senses a spirit behind her. When Roitaro leaves, she sees him waving to his birth mother's spirit. When Kanade returns home that day, Yuma tells her about their visit to Inunaki Tunnel and Akina's weird behavior. Their youngest brother Kota is researching the tunnel for a school project, so he is intrigued by their conversation. Their father, Mr. Morita, on the other hand, tells the kids there is no such thing as the Inunaki curse and that they should stop talking about it. It is as if he is hiding something from them. Kanade goes to check on Akina later that day. Akina is singing a weird song when they enter the room. When asked about her health, she says that she is doing great. She then excuses herself to go to the washroom. Sometime later, she commits suicide by jumping from a tower in front of Yuma. Yuma is in shock, but is sure that her death has something to do with their trip to the tunnel. The forensic report shows the cause of her death to be drowning. Dr. Yamanobe, who made the forensic report, keeps it a secret from her family but talks to Mr. Morita about it. From their conversation, it is clear that they know something about the Inunaki Village and its curse. Unknown to all this, Yuma and his friends go to the tunnel the next day with the intention of burning it. When he reaches there, he is surprised to see that the tunnel is already sealed. In fact, it has been closed for quite a while now. Yuma is confused as to where he and Akina went that day. Despite his friends begging him to let it go, Yuma climbs the sealed door to go inside the tunnel. What he doesn't know is that his little brother Kota is there with him too. Kota hears Yuma screaming from the other side and climbs onto the wall to check on him. They both are inside the tunnel when they are surrounded by spirits of dead people from the village. Akina's spirit was one of them too. Eventually we hear Yuma scream from inside of the tunnel and everything goes silent. When Yuma doesn't return for a long time, his friends inform his parents. Mr. and Miss Morita arrive at the scene with Kanade and the police. They find Kota's camera and bag outside the wall and assume he went after his brother too. Miss Morita is scared for her sons and starts to lose control. She tries to go into the tunnel and has to be stopped by the police, but as if she has gained some superhuman powers, she frees herself from the police officer's grip. When Mr. Morita tries to stop her, she bites his arm, making it bleed. Kanade is surprised to see this side of her mother. Roitaro has a panic attack and is brought to the hospital by ambulance. Kanade rushes to check on him. She also gets the news that forensic doctor Yamanobe is in critical condition. It is as if he was drowning. His lungs are being filled with water, but the source is unknown. That night, Kanade falls asleep in Roitaro's room. She wakes up at night to see Roitaro missing from his bed. Worried, she goes around the hospital searching for him. She finally finds him in front of Dr. Yamanobe's room. When asked, the kid replies that his grandfather called him into the room. When Kanaya looks into the room, she notices many spirits surrounding Dr. Yamanobe. The spirits sing the same song she once heard Akina sing. Terrified, Kanaya runs away, taking Roitaro with her, but the spirits start chasing them. Among them, she sees Dr. Yamanobe's spirit as well. He attacks Kanaya, saying that her blood is one of a dog killer. She does not understand what it means. When they are safe, a nurse informs Kanaya that Dr. Yamanobe has died. Kanaya is now sure that all of this has to do with her and Roitaro's family background, but since he is an adopted child, no one knows who his parents are. Roitaro's current mother's child was stillborn. The same night, Roitaro's mother died giving birth to him, so his new parents had adopted him. At the same time, one of Yuma's friend's bike stops in the middle of the road. Coincidentally, it stops right in front of the cursed telephone booth. Since his phone stops working, the guy has no way out but to call someone from the telephone booth. He calls two of his friends for help, but when they arrive, he is nowhere to be found. It is now 2 a.m. The phone starts ringing as usual. The duo goes into the booth to receive it. However, just as they enter, the doors lock. Then the booth starts to fill with water. Outside, we see the same spirits singing the same song. They watch the boys drown and die inside the booth. After they die, the spirits take their spirit away with them. In the morning, we see all three friends' dead bodies inside the booth. Kanaya is sure that her father knows something about the village and its curse, so she confronts him about it, but he gives a vague answer about it being his bloodline's fault. Kanaya is not satisfied with the answer, so she goes to her grandparents to learn more about their bloodline and its relation to the Inunaki Village. There, her grandfather tells her that her dead grandmother was also a psychic. She saw spirits like Kanaya does. Now she is sure that she gets her abilities from her grandmother. Finally, Kanaya asks him about the Inunaki Village. Her grandfather is shocked to hear her. He tells her that the village existed years ago, but now is buried under the dam. At that time, the village was in a crisis, so many children were brought from the village to their town and left abandoned. Outside their home, she sees a man standing far away. She knows him because she has seen his spirit since her childhood. The man never seems to age, and his clothes are a bit outdated. However, this time Kanaya is in shock because she can hold him. Many questions rush through her mind. He introduces himself as Kenji and tells her that he knows about the village of Inunaki. He then proceeds to show her a video about the village. Inunaki used to be a village of happy people. They led a simple lifestyle and made their earnings by hunting wild dogs. They were known as dog killers. They were isolated from other towns until a group of people approached them. The group was from an electric company called Chikushi. At first, they approached the village posing as their allies, but their true intentions soon came to light. They wanted to build a dam over the village, so they abducted and forced the villagers to leave. They tortured them by burning their necks with iron rods. They beat the villagers' men and, more disgustingly, abducted the women and made them mate with wild dogs. In the end, they captured the whole village inside a cage and drowned them. A dam was built over their village. In the video, the people of Inunaki Village sing the same song Kanaya has heard the spirits sing. She also notices Kenji in the video and asks him if he is one of the villagers, but he doesn't answer. He is in the video with his lover Maya. Moreover, the head of the electric company was Kanaya's great-grandfather. Finally, Kanaya concludes that her maternal grandmother was the daughter of one of the abandoned villagers during the chaos. At the same time, her great-grandfather was the monster who killed the Inunaki villagers. When she reaches home, her brothers are still not back, and her mother has begun acting like a dog. Kanaya decides to look for her little brothers herself. She ends up in front of the cursed telephone booth and receives a call precisely at 2 a.m. From the other end, she hears Kota's voice. The tunnel's gate opens for her. Inside, she meets Kenji, who leads her to a house. In front of it are dead bodies of people being eaten by wild animals. Inside the house, she finds Yuma and Kota in a cage. She hands them the key to the door and follows Kenji further to the second floor. There they find Maya and a newborn child. The child is the result of Maya mating with a wild dog. Kenji asks Kanaya to quickly run away with the child because soon the place will be filled with water. Saving the child is the only way to save the village's bloodline. As she is running away, Maya turns into a dog-like creature and loses control. She attacks Kanaya as Kenji tries to stop her, but he is not enough, so Yuma helps Kenji save his sister. Kanaya runs out of the tunnel with the child and Kota. When they are outside, it is the following day. Both Kenji and Kota lose consciousness, but when they wake up, they are in the hospital, but the child is left on the street. Some other family from a nearby house adopts the little girl. The tunnel acted as a time portal to save Maya's kid, and the child Kanaya saved was her grandmother. Roitaro's birth mother was also the offspring of an Inunaki villager. Later, they find Yuma's body along with the decayed bodies of 2 other people. They are Maya and Kenji's. The movie ends as we see Kanaya's face reform, giving her wild, dog-like features. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and comment on the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to the channel to see more of these movie summaries.